Beating Arizona at Poly, does that help you guys going forward against a team like Arizona in their house?
I guess a little bit. It gives you confidence that you can beat them. Obviously, we played a really good game here. We're beating them pretty good for majority of the game, and then they made a big run at the end, and then we ended up finishing it. So it definitely helps knowing that you can beat a team going into playing them again. But it's hard to beat a team twice, and we know that.
What point do you start thinking about NCAA tournament stuff and what you need to do to get in, get a good seed?
As a player, you think about that the whole season. Once you've been there, that's all you want to do is get back to that. It's such an incredible feeling to play in that tournament, and you think about that the entire season. But when it gets down to February, you got to really start concentrating on each game, because every single game, every single night is so important in building your resume and stuff like that. So we've been thinking about it for a while, but we just got to concentrate on the games and try to win each game that we play.
You guys talk about it amongst yourselves a lot? Does the coaching staff bring it up, or?
No, the coaching staff does a good job of kind of keeping that secondary. Trying to make sure that we know that if we want to get to the tournament, then we got to focus on Arizona, and then after that we got to focus on Arizona State. Like I said, focus on each given night, and obviously that's our goal is to get there, and the coaches know that and the players know that. But we try to not make that the big picture, but just try to focus on the little things.
Your record was pretty similar last year at this point in the season. Is there anything that you guys can kind of take away from that to push in these last couple games of the season?
Yeah, like I was saying, with having confidence, knowing that you can beat a team, it's the same as having the confidence that we were in the same spot last year, almost, and we ended up digging ourselves out of it. We kind of put ourselves in a hole, and we ended up finishing really strong. And I feel like through my two and a half years here, we always play our best basketball in February and March, and that's something that, as a leader, as a veteran with Tony, Isaac, Tom, all these guys, we got to make sure everybody knows that that's what we do here. We play our best basketball when it counts, and we got to start doing that real quick.
I think having made the Sweet 16 last year when no one really expects you, does that figure into maybe helping you guys if you're on the bubble again?
Yeah, obviously being on the bubble it's not a good spot to be. It's not a place you want to be, but when it all said and done, whoever gets in the tournament, it's even field. You go into postseason play, you go into Pac-12 tournament, you're 0-0. You go into NCAA tournament, you're 0-0 there. So knowing that that if you get in, we got to the Sweet 16 when nobody felt that we even deserved to be in. That's a good feeling, knowing that we know that we have that confidence that we can get there again. It's just about getting there.
How's the team responded after the loss last week?
Obviously, it's tough. You never want to lose to a game, let alone to your in-city rival, back-to-back games. And we know that they played really well. They're a very good basketball team. But yeah, once again we weren't exactly happy with the way that we played, individually and collectively. It was not our best performance. And in games like that, when you play a good team like that, you got to play your best basketball. And like I said, this is when we got to play our best basketball to win any game, let alone try to make an NCAA tournament or something like that. So we just got to really grit down and make sure that we start playing our best basketball.
You guys have now 2 games under your belt with Jonah in the starting 5. How has that changed things on defense and offense?
Yeah, it's an adjustment. Obviously, we've been playing a lot of the big lineup with Tom and Tony together throughout basically the entire season up until, like you said, 2 games ago. And I mean, obviously, Jonah and Gigi would sub in, and then they would play the 4 along with Alex. They'd play the 4, and we'd have one big in at a time. But in crunch time situations, we were always playing big a lot of times. So obviously it's a little different, but we've been doing it in practice for now a couple weeks, and we're starting to get used to it, and just kind of learning the ins and outs of how Jonah plays with Tom, how Jonah plays with Tony, and then when Gigi comes in, just the different stuff, different lineups give. We got to get used to it.
How much of an adjustment is there to make that lineup switch mid-season?
It's a little adjustment just because of the personnel. Obviously, we're pretty much playing 2 centers at the same time, and then now you throw a guy like Jonah in who can really play the 3 or the 4. I think he plays a lot of 3 as well. Yeah, it's different, but it's not really something that's that difficult to adjust to. I don't think when you go out there, it's still basketball. You're still playing, and everybody still has their same roles. So it's just the guys are out there at different times.
you think it took time for him, given that he was off last year? Do you think it took time for him to get into the swing of things this week?
Yeah, I've always thought that having a full year off of competitive basketball is tough. I mean, if you look at Isaac last year, I thought he had a good year, but it took him a while, you know. And that's after he had to sit out a full year. Obviously, he was practicing with us and stuff like that, but he wasn't playing in front of 13 to 15,000 people every single night, and that's difficult. It's difficult to get used to that. I know coming from high school when you're playing in front of less than 5,000 people, even if that, that's an adjustment going from your senior year to your freshman year. So going to adjustment of just having that many people watching you, I think that's what's difficult. And then just how competitive you have to be. And I think Jonah's done a great job of adjusting to it. It just takes time.
When Aaron handles the ball, how does that change maybe the dynamic of the backcourt?
It's good. It gives us a different look on offense. Obviously, he's so talented with the ball, and we love to have the ball in his hands as much as possible with driving to the basket, creating for others, and it's playing the point guard position going into college. It's much different than high school, and that's something that you got to learn. It's something that I'm continuing to learn. I think Aaron would say the same thing, that he is as well, and it just gives us a little bit different look where he's more of a driver than I am, and I'm more of a shooter, obviously. So it's just a little bit different dynamic, but we run the same offense, same plays, and we just try to get the best shot possible. And I think that's both of our job when we're handling the ball.
Thomas, what do you guys have to do collectively to go on the road and beat a team like Arizona?
I think we have to focus on just playing hard, playing smart, and having fun out there. I think in the games we do well, like the Kentucky game at home, at Gonzaga, there's games against great opponents that we did well in. We just were having fun, playing hard, and I think also when you're out there just focusing on having fun and enjoying the game, that's when you start to play looser and good things start to happen for you. So I think if we focus on doing that, we'll be in a good spot.
What stands out, having played at Arizona before, what stands out playing there?
Yeah, that's definitely a fun place to play. They really get on us. It's an extremely loud crowd, so I'm excited to go out there again. I mean, it's going to be a big game for us for sure, but yeah, they're going to bring the atmosphere, and we just have to bring the fight.
Do they seem like a better matchup for you guys than maybe some of the other teams that have a lot of athleticism, like USC and Oregon?
They're definitely extremely athletic as well, but I mean, yeah, we beat them once at home, so I think we have some confidence going into this game. But yeah, I mean, it's Arizona, and they're a great team, extremely well coached, so we have a work cut out for us, but I think we can get the job done if we just play hard, play smart, and do what we know how to do.
How much attention does the team pay to NCAA tournament stuff? Is that in play at all, or do you just think about winning the next game?
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a huge goal, obviously, at making the tournament. But yeah, it's just one of those things you have to focus on, just winning every game, one game at a time. If you focus on the bigger picture, it won't get you that far, just because you might overlook teams or just not live in the moment. So we just have to focus on getting this one on Friday at Arizona and going from there.
Looking at film of the USC loss, what kind of things stood out to you that maybe weren't as apparent initially?
The second time watching it, they shot the ball really well. We just didn't shoot the ball very well offensively either, which didn't help us. But yeah, I mean, they're a good team, and we just didn't play the way we needed to win, so didn't get the job done.
Were you guys shooting the ball in that game? Were you getting the shots you wanted, or were they just not falling, or were you kind of in a funk?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got a ton of great looks. Like, I had a couple offensive putbacks I had missed around the basket. I'm not really used to that, but I mean, yeah, I think we got a ton of good looks. We just didn't knock all of them down, and I mean, that happens sometimes in games like that. You just have to lock in on the defensive side and try to win ball games like that. But yeah, I mean, they're a great team, and we just didn't get the job done.
What's been the message from the coaches since the USC game about the next 8 games and what they mean for the run for the national championship?
We just have to win, basically. We put ourselves in this position, so we just got to get ourselves out of it.
You played extremely well against SC. You're improving. What's going on? Are you just getting used to the college game, or what's going on?
Yeah, obviously I'm getting more comfortable out there, but usually if Bryce and Isaac don't have a go, and I try to get a spark and just try to score and help our team out.
Have you gotten more comfortable handling the ball and things like that?
I've always been comfortable with handling the ball, but it's just like more they need me to handle the ball because Bryce and Isaac are being denied or something like that.
Has that helped to improve maybe the chemistry at the back of the court, just you having more of those responsibilities there?
Yeah, I think so, because they're off the ball and they just have to spot up basically. I can find them, so I think that helps the whole team out.
beating Arizona at home, does that help you at all against Arizona in their house?
I think so. Obviously, they're going to come out and try to punch us first, but I think getting the win here makes us feel a little bit more comfortable going out there.
This will be the first time for you playing at Arizona. Have some of the older guys talked to you at all about what it's like kind of playing in Tucson? And that
They just said
environment?
it was really loud, crazy, but I like that type of environment, so it's fun for me.
Have you watched any games there before?
No, I haven't. I haven't been there before.
What is the keys for your team to get a victory on the road against Arizona?
Just come out, match their energy, get 50-50 balls, and just play hard, basically. Play hard and smart.
How does playing Jonah and having a little bit more athletic lineup, not playing Tom and Tony at the same time, how does that change kind of the flow offensively and defensively for you guys?
Defensively, I guess we're matching up with fours and not like a five guarding a four. And offensively, Jonah could push the ball, he could pass, so it just opens up the floor for us.